Welcome to Your Electronics Are the Bane of My Existence. All right, so this year we need to make sure that all of the electronics are put away in class, and I am going to explain the reasoning for them. First, multitasking is a myth. You should know that. Recent neuroscience research tells us that the brain really doesn't do tasks simultaneously, not at the same time. As actually, what we are doing is we are just switching tasks. You may be switching them quickly, and you may think you're doing two things at the same time, but in fact, we are not. And each time we move from hearing music to writing a text or talking to someone, there is a stop start process that goes on in the brain. Now, this start process is very rough on us. It costs time, even if it's microseconds, but those microseconds add up. It is less efficient. We make more mistakes. Look, I was multitasking there. I made a mistake. There's some proof. Over time, it can be energy sapping. It's just better to focus on one thing at a time. Now, don't believe me? Let's experiment. I want you to get out a sheet of paper and a writing utensil. So if you need to, pause this little video. Okay. Once you have done that, here are the instructions. Task 1. On a sheet of paper, I want you to draw two horizontal lines. It's straight lines, like thus, in case you don't know what horizontal means. On one line, I want you to write this line of text. I am a great multitasker. On the second line, you will write the numbers 1 through 20. Okay, don't do this yet. So this is what you will do. I want you to time yourself. So open up a tab or pull out your phone and find a stopwatch, a timer, and click start, and then draw the two lines, then write out I am a great multitasker, and then on the second write the numbers 1 through 20. So again, if you need to, stop the video, do that task, and time yourself how long it takes you to accomplish this task. Roughly, it should take a little more than 20 seconds. Sometimes I'm a little slow. I think it took me 25 or 27 seconds. Okay. Now, part 2 of this task. You will do the same assignment, but you're going to be switching between the two tasks. Again, the first thing you will do is you will draw out the two lines. Then you will write I on the first line and then write 1 on the second. Then you'll write A on the first line and then a 2 on the second. So at the end of this task, on the top line, again, it should say I am a great multitasker. And on the second line, it should have the numbers 1 through 20. But you are going from one task to the other. Okay? Again, you will time yourself. So go ahead, stop the video, and time yourself for this particular assignment. It took me 44 seconds to do it the second time. It definitely took longer, and I had to stop and think, what letter comes next? How do I spell multitasker? What number comes next? It wasn't that easy. So just a very, very simple task took me twice the amount of time. Okay. And so the reality is we are not multitasking. We are task switching. Task switching can cause careless errors. It takes longer. The focus isn't as sharp. We need to stop multitasking or thinking we're multitasking. That needs to stop. Here is a fail at multitasking. Lovely lady
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
So there she is, texting on her phone, and she falls into a basement and she gets hurt. They had to call an ambulance and haul her away. Yep, fell into a basement. And look at her having to haul her away, all because she couldn't stop and take care of the task. No, she thought she could do two things at once. Okay, and there are more fails. These people are trying to do something simple, two simple things, walk and text. Those are simple. They're not trying to learn something difficult like a math equation or listen to a lecture. These are simple things and they can't do them. Oh, bummer. It didn't work. All right, I have to fix that.
It is maddening for everyone else. It is an epidemic, texting while walking.
So again, all right, there he goes. Walks into a bowl. And yes, this guy here falls down the stairs. How embarrassing is that? Skating and texting. That seems smart. Another pole. And this one here. On his phone, texting, he goes to his little cubicle. All right, going to sit down, and oh, the chair goes out from underneath him. Sad, 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 sad. So again, if you think you can, multitask, no. Something suffers. Your education should not suffer. Okay? Now, music while studying, this is a little different. There are studies that say, yes, it's good. There are studies that say no. Well, abstract perceptual reasoning is hurt when simultaneously listening to music. If you're really doing something very difficult, learning a new concept, you need to perhaps turn the music way down or off. And an explanation is that the abstract reasoning task is far more complex and it needs a greater concentration from you. However, we're not talking about studying, right? We are talking about you thinking you can multitask while a teacher is lecturing. In no way, shape, or form should you be listening to music during lectures. Should you be texting during lectures? Absolutely not. That is ridiculous. You're switching tasks, especially when a song ends and you want to start looking for another one. We know where your focus is. And secondly, it's just rude. Rude. It is rude. Those phones and that music needs to be put away. Never, ever should you be listening to music while a teacher is giving a lecture. One of my favorite quotes by Oscar Wilde is, I can resist everything but temptation. Okay? Your job as a student is to learn. During class, music and phones must be put away. There's no discussion. There is no, but maybe, no. They need to be put away and they need to be off because you have that temptation. If you've got it on vibrate, you want to see what's going on. No, they need to be put away and they need to be off. And here is something that you may need to consider. Signs you may be addicted. And this is actually not a joke. Here are some signs that you may have an issue. If you feel the need to use the internet with increasing amounts of time in order to achieve satisfaction, I need to be on it more and more and more, you may have an addiction. If you feel the need, oh, I repeated myself, shame on me. Do you feel the need to respond immediately to your smartphone? And again, if you have it on vibrate and you know it's going off and you are now focusing on, oh my God, I need to look at what's going on here, then you have an issue. That's why the phone needs to be off, remember? can resist everything but temptation. If you're constantly checking the phone, even when it doesn't ring or vibrate, and here's this new phenomenon, phantom vibration, or thinking your phone is vibrating when it hasn't really, this is a real and new phenomenon. Oh my, I think it went. I think, right? If you've ever done that, you may have an issue. Do you ignore what's happening in real time in favor of what's happening in the virtual world? Right? That's pretty sad. Do you feel anxious when you're away from your device or computer? If you've forgotten your phone and you feel naked without it, that's an issue. If you have jeopardized or risked the loss of a significant relationship, job, or educational opportunity because of the internet, then you have an issue. If your grades have ever suffered because you've been on your phone, you've been texting, you couldn't get away from YouTube, you have an issue. Okay? And if you become defensive when confronted about your behavior, if a teacher has ever asked you to turn something off or put something away and you'll tell that person no or you don't do it, you have an issue. Okay? Other warning signs of technology addiction include a sense of euphoria while being plugged in, neglecting friends and family, skimping on sleep, dishonesty about your usage, feeling anxious, ashamed, guilty, or depressed because you're using it, or if you're withdrawing from other activities, then again, you may have an issue. So, yeah, this is honestly what I would love to do to some devices. If I had a ton of money, oh, I can't tell you how many I'd be smashing. So you need to turn the items off, not vibrate, and not sitting on your desk. They need to be off. They need to be not on your person so you don't feel that vibration or phantom vibration. Don't hang the earbuds on your ears. We all know that you haven't turned the music off. It's just really low and you're still really listening to it. Again, that's just rude. And if you have trouble complying, again, you may have an issue. And the first step is admitting you have a problem. Now, what will happen is we've gone through this little lecture, but every time you have an issue with this in class, I'm going to have you watch this little video again and fill out forms so I can keep track of how many times you have an issue. Don't let it be an issue. And I want you to think about one other thing. People pay taxes to pay for your education. If they knew that you were wasting their hard earned money because you would prefer to be on YouTube, you have a lot of angry citizens. You owe it to them to use that money wisely that's being spent on you, right? Your education comes first. Okay, that is our lovely little. Oh, yeah, and again, don't be surprised if one day your teacher snaps and out comes the hammer. And I can tell you, I know that that would feel really good. Just saying. Okay, so let's put them off and let's focus on what is important while at school, and that's school, your education. All right, thank you.